Mercedes just leaked first details of Russell's Mercedes test drive. So we're going to be going through that and 3 other stories in today's video. So make sure to like this video, and if you want more Mercedes news content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel by hitting that red button down below. The first story is Mercedes don't know where they are with 2026 F1 power unit. Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff has admitted we don't know where are with 2026 Formula One engine development. 2026 will see the introduction of new power unit regulations in F1. Sustainable fuels will be implemented, the MGUH will be scrapped, and there will be an approximate 50-50 power split between electric and internal combustion. Mercedes is hotly tipped to be a PU front-runner in 2026, as it was when the hybrid era of F1 began in 2014. Still, without knowing what other teams are up to, Wolff is coy about Mercedes' prospects. Certain expectations we're meeting, that's good, Wolff told select media, including Motorsport Week. Others, we're still pushing to achieve our targets. It's not trivial. But then the question is, have you set your expectations in the right way? So the answer is, we don't know where we are. Mercedes will continue to supply 4 teams with engines during the next rules cycle, including its works entry, McLaren, and Williams. Aston Martin will no longer be a customer of the German Mark, with the Silverstone squad poised to become the sole Honda-powered works entry in 2026. Mercedes is filling the void left by Aston Martin by bringing Alpine into its customer engine stable for 2026 and beyond. Ferrari will continue its relationship with Haas and has added 2026's new entry Cadillac to its engine customer portfolio, with Sauber transforming into the factory Audi effort, with a brand new PU developed in Neuburg, Germany. Finally, Red Bull's recently formed powertrains division will propel the Milton Keynes-based outfits cars from 2026 onwards, along with sister team Racing Bulls. Ahead of the 2024 Monaco Grand Prix, Russell was far more confident in the Mercedes high-performance powertrains division's progress compared to the coy Wolff. Russell drew on Mercedes' experience in 2014, Formula E and the AMG 1 hypercar as key contributors to 2026 success. Yeah, I mean, ordinarily 2026 seems like a long time away, but in the world of Formula One, it's going to be here tomorrow, and the team are feeling really confident for this era, Russell said. I think you know the experience of the team have had, the success in 2014 with the new powertrain, and then obviously the time in Formula E, the work that was done with the hypercar. There are a lot of individuals within HPP who have got so much experience with this future technology. So I think that leaves us in a really great place to have a great engine. And the work Petronas are doing on the fuel as well is looking really strong. So on the engine side, I think we're feeling very confident for that era. The second story is, could Bottas to Mercedes be a mistake? Valtteri Bottas's first call up to the Mercedes F1 squad also came in late-season circumstances. The Finn was brought in to replace Nico Rosberg, who announced just days after winning the F1 title in 2016 that he would be retiring from racing. Bottas spent 5 seasons at the Brackley-based squad alongside Lewis Hamilton during the Britain's dominant period of championship success before leaving to join Alfa Romeo, now Stake, in 2022. He has since admitted that linking up with the project was a mistake, having spent much of the stint towards the back of the grid. But will his new adventure with Mercedes produce similar regrets to his Stake tenure? Or will it present a new lease of life for the 10-time Grand Prix winner? Bottas has clearly signaled his intentions by opting to sign as a reserve driver despite having such a strong resume. In terms of race wins, he has the 4th highest from the 2024 grid, trailing only the multi-time champions of Hamilton, Max Verstappen, and Fernando Alonso. His 67 career podiums place him 10th on the all-time list, scoring more than most of the F1 champions that came before him. Bottas was assertive at the season-ending Abu Dhabi Grand Prix that he does not feel his time on the F1 grid is not yet wrapped up. "I still don't think it's guaranteed that it's my last race. That's my feeling," he said prior to the start of the weekend. Bottas is looking to an immediate return to the grid in 2026, a similar comeback to what we've seen in recent times from the likes of Nico Hülkenberg and Daniel Ricciardo. With the F1 achievements he has piled up to date, it would be cruel to dismiss his prospects so suddenly. But what has the potential to hurt Bottas is being a consistent fixture towards the rear of the F1 grid across the last 3 seasons. He was out of the limelight and unable to showcase the performances that made him part of Mercedes' formidable setup from 2017 to 2021. Being a reserve driver relegates him a step further, as he watches Russell, the driver who replaced him at Mercedes, and 18-year-old Kimi Antonelli usher the team into a new era. While he will no doubt be ready to perform should he be needed, the crucial developments for Bottas will be occurring behind the scenes. Bottas's comeback quest is unique to examples in the recent past. For 2026, an 11th team will join the grid as General Motors enters as the Cadillac F1 team, expanding the grid to 22 cars for the first time since 2016. Bottas must be considered a favorite for the drive, as the operation will no doubt want to have at least one experienced name in its arsenal. His pitch for the drive only needs to be what he has achieved in F1 so far, and what he can bring to the table after working with various teams throughout his career. Cadillac may well be unbothered about Bottas's lack of competitive machinery in recent years, as it is not expected to join the grid with a field beater. However, should the team opt to go another route entirely with its driver lineup, it will likely signal the end for Bottas and his tenure in F1. Very few drivers are keen to actively sit as a reserve driver, especially those who have been around for more than a decade and achieved so much as a full-time driver. Should his decision to stay in the paddock conversation fail to materialize in a 2026 seat, it may be considered another year wasted with the focus away from other passions. Only time will tell if such an opening presents itself to Bottas, who still feels he deserves a spot on the grid. Ultimately, though, it's not his decision to make. The third story is why Toto Wolff branded Mercedes the dirty track champions in F1 2024. Mercedes boss Toto Wolff quipped that his team's consistent standing at the top of the times in FP1 in Formula One in 2024 earned it the title of Dirty Track Champions. Despite taking 4 victories during the past campaign, Mercedes recorded its lowest finish since 2012 as it slipped back to 4th in the Constructors' Championship. The German marque encountered an inconsistent season with a recalcitrant W15 car that 7-time F1 champion Lewis Hamilton, in particular, struggled to gel with. There were countless occasions across 2024 where Mercedes started a race weekend looking in competitive shape as it was on the leading pace in opening practice. However, that nascent promise tended to dissipate once the track grip ramped up, prompting other sides to make a seismic step that Mercedes was unable to unlock. "I think we are dirty track champions," Wolff told media, including Motorsport Week in Las Vegas, a race that the team would go on to win through George Russell. "FP1 is always great, and then the moment the grip kicks in, we've seen that the performances deteriorate." Mercedes appeared to have cracked the current ground effect regulations when a raft of upgrades in Canada inspired it to 3 wins in 4 before the summer break. Mercedes appeared to have cracked the current ground effect regulations when a raft of upgrades in Canada inspired it to 3 wins in 4 before the summer break. So yeah, the more you drive, the more you fail, the more you learn. But the competition doesn't sleep. Mercedes F1 Technical Director James Allison has revealed his favorite memory from Lewis Hamilton's time at the team. Hamilton left Mercedes at the end of last season in order to complete a blockbuster switch to F1 rivals Ferrari, following 12 highly successful years with the Silver Arrows. He won 6 of his 7 world titles with Mercedes and claimed 84 of his 105 Grand Prix victories with the German manufacturer. Interestingly, Allison's favorite memory of Hamilton is not one of his winning moments. Instead, it was an act of sportsmanship at the 2017 Hungarian Grand Prix that Allison picked as his personal highlight of working with Hamilton. Amid a title fight with Ferrari's Sebastian Vettel, Hamilton let then Mercedes teammate Valtteri Bottas pass him at the end of the race. Mercedes had earlier swapped their cars via a team orders instruction to allow Hamilton to attack the leading Ferrari pair. But when he could not overtake, the Briton slowed out of the final corner to let Bottas back the roue. Hamilton gave up a podium finish and 3 extra points at a time he was behind Vettel in the championship. Hamilton later went on to beat Vettel to the driver's crown, and Allison believes that moment showed Hamilton's true character. It is hard choice, that is because it is a rich gallery of experiences over these seasons, Allison said.